What is the weight of a small choice? Moral philosophy loves dramatic scenarios. The runaway trolley, the man on the bridge, one decision, one moment, one life sacrificed to save many. But real life almost never asks us questions like that. Real ethics doesn't arrive with alarms. It doesn't announce itself as moral. It whispers. It appears when you pick up an apple at the market and realize no one is watching. When you decide whether to hold the door for a stranger you'll never see again. When you notice a wallet on the ground and understand, in a single quiet second, that no one would ever know what you chose to do. These moments never make it into history books, and yet without them, history could not exist. Today we are not going to talk about the great decisions that changed the world. We are going to talk about the small decisions that made the world. One insignificant, human, almost dirty choice at a time. When Hannah Arendt attended the trial of Adolf Eichmann in Jerusalem, she did not encounter a monster. She encountered a man disturbingly ordinary. Eichmann spoke in cliches. He talked about procedures, rules, chains of command. He insisted again and again that he had simply done his job. From this observation came one of the most unsettling ideas of the 20th century, the banality of evil. Arendt was not saying that evil is small or harmless. She was saying that it does not require hatred, fanaticism, or sadism. It only requires the absence of thinking. Evil, in her account, becomes administrative, stamped, filed, processed. Now, decades later, Timothy Garton Ash opens the archives of the East German secret police, the Stasi. In the file, he reads thousands of pages documenting his own life, friends who informed on him, conversations recorded, suspicions inflated into facts. And then something strange becomes clear. These files still exist. They were not destroyed, despite explicit orders, despite the collapse of the regime, despite the urgent need to erase evidence. Why? Not because someone made a heroic stand, but because some archivists followed the system imperfectly. They were slow. They were overly methodical. They delayed. They misunderstood instructions. The same bureaucracy that, in Arendt's account, enabled mass murder, in Garton Ash's story, preserved its proof. The structure itself is neutral. What changes everything is the smallest deviation inside it. Vasily Grossman and Primo Levi both wrote from inside hell. Grossman witnessed the machinery of totalitarianism from Stalingrad to the Soviet camps. Levi survived Auschwitz. Neither of them wrote about heroes. In Life and Fate, Grossman describes ordinary people crushed between Nazi and Soviet systems designed to erase individual moral judgment. And yet, morality keeps resurfacing. A shopkeeper, during a famine, hides a piece of bread for a child who is not on the official list. She does not give a speech. She does not imagine changing history. She simply acts against the logic imposed on her. In If This Is a Man, Primo Levi describes the moral economy of the concentration camp. Ethics there was no longer about good and evil. It was about surviving without surrendering one's humanity. Trading bread for a shoelace, teaching Italian to another prisoner at night, sharing a memory, a word, a fragment of dignity. These acts did not save lives in any grand sense, but they prevented something else, the complete annihilation of the human self. Levi insists on this point. These men were not saints. They were fragile, compromised, afraid, and yet for a few seconds longer, they refused to become only what the system wanted them to be. Let's give faces to this arithmetic. Let's meet two of history's invisible agents, the shopkeeper, the calculus of hunger. Imagine her hands, rough and capable, counting potatoes in a burlap sack. 10 potatoes. The official ration list has 12 names. The math is brutal and simple. 2 people will not eat. Her gaze drifts to the line outside her window. At the end stands a young woman, visibly pregnant, her name absent from the authorized list. Here, abstract philosophy crashes into visceral reality. The manual, the state's directive, has no paragraph for this. Her choice is not between a clear right and wrong. It is between the security of the rule and the fragile order it represents, and the pull of a recognized face and the chaos of compassion. This isn't Kantian reasoning. This is gut ethics. She likely isn't thinking, I must uphold the categorical imperative. She's thinking, she looks like my sister. Morality in this moment is born less from principle and more from a mirror neuron, a flicker of empathetic connection. The archivist, the gravity of the stamp now, shift to a different kind of room, silent, vast, smelling of dust and old paper. This is his domain. He is a man of order, of categories, of stamps and seals. His identity is built on efficiency and procedure. A new order arrives clear and logical. Destroy these archives by end of day. The regime has fallen. This is simply administrative cleanup. But these aren't just papers. They are files, dossiers. Within them are names, denunciations, the ghostly traces of ruined lives. His small choice is one of subtle sabotage, not rebellion, but calculated inefficiency. To misplace a box, to misunderstand a deadline, to be for once a slightly sloppy employee. He will not see himself as a hero. History will likely never know his name. But in that minuscule gap he creates between perfect efficiency and deliberate negligence, a future truth is preserved. He proves that even within the most rigid system, there is always a crack where a conscience can hide. The question is unavoidable. Do these gestures actually change anything? The system is stronger. It usually wins. Primo Levi warned against romanticizing small acts of goodness. Doing so creates the illusion that individual morality always triumphs. It does not. The shopkeeper may be punished. The archivist may lose his job. The machine continues. And this is precisely where the unbearable weight of small choices lies. If humanity is not preserved in these fragile, easily crushed decisions, then where is it preserved? Who are you when no one is watching? Not even history? Grossman and Garton Ash offer a quieter form of hope, not victory, evidence. The hidden potato does not save the city. The preserved file does not overthrow the regime. But they prove something essential. The system was never airtight. Something always leaked. Someone always hesitated. Someone always chose badly, or well, at the wrong time, or the right one. Now the question turns toward you. You are also an archivist. Every day you stamp small decisions. At work, when a minor injustice occurs, credit denied, cruelty disguised as humor, do you file it away or let it leak? When an algorithm offers you outrage, hatred, easy contempt, do you approve it? When someone outside your priority list asks for patience, attention, listening, do you give an extra ration? Do not answer now. Observe. Notice one of these moments, and if you wish, come to the comments not to teach, but to share the dirt of the process, to say, today I stamped, or today I lost the stamp. Because the weight of small choices is not about saving the world. It is about refusing to let the world absolve you from the quiet, uncomfortable responsibility of remaining human. One microscopic choice after another.